What is going on, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard at Graybeard Gaming Group. Today is Thursday, September 10th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family, and if you enjoyed this or found it helpful, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really does help us out. Finally, as you can see on the screen, we are currently having a giveaway of an Xbox One S or a PlayStation 4 Pro, and all you need to do to enter is subscribe to our channel here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. We will be announcing the winner on November 5th of this year, and as I've mentioned in previous videos, watching our content is not a requirement to win. We only want you watching things here you may enjoy. Having said that, let's get into today's video. So our main topic for the day, my friends, is going to be the Summit. We all know that is the new PvE mode coming out, hopefully with Title Update 11. We're going to see what happens, but what we want to talk about today is all the feedback we've gotten and what a lot of gamers really want to see. And as we start off, I actually want to take a quick second and say thank you to everyone that takes the time to give us feedback in regards to the videos that we do. As I've mentioned time and time again, our goal here is to bring you news that is accurate to what's going on in the game. So you're going to see, the thing is, you'll always hear polarizing opinions. You're going to hear good things, bad things. We want to bring you both so you can make your informed decision on if this is something that you may enjoy playing or not. And your feedback, regardless of your skill level, is a huge part in our being able to bring you the information that we do. Having said all of that, what we want to get into now is talking about the Summit, specifically what gamers of all skill levels, from casual to more hardcore, are looking to get from this new gameplay. So in 3 hours from now, we have the Ubisoft Forward event. Now back on September 1st, The Division said, tune into the Ubi Forward pre-show on September 10th for news on what lies ahead for The Division 2 with Title Update 11, Season 3, and more. Now, we all know how the game was mentioned in the last Ubisoft Forward event, so we have to hope today it's going to get better and actually have, tangible game news involved. Now, I'm under the assumption they're going to be talking about the new Summit game mode, and yesterday they put this tweet out. As you can see, it reads, with the new Summit game mode, you'll have an ever-changing experience as enemies and objectives vary with each run, providing a replayability that tests your skills and tactics with unique rewards waiting at the top. Now, I happen to be very curious to see how they're going to talk about this new game mode, but what we're going to talk about at this point is what you, the gamers and players that we've heard from, really want to see. And please keep in mind, as I said earlier, I know that PTS is only on PC. However, we have heard from experienced gamers, beginners, people who play all the time, people who get to barely play at all. Now, many of you know yesterday I was pretty bummed out at the fact that they had canceled the state of the game, especially because of all of the feedback that's been out there in regards to the PTS so far. Now, I made the assumption that everything therefore would be pushed, like the timeline. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not, but what's great is that they actually put out a tweet this morning. It says the following: we've seen a great deal of feedback on the Summit over the past week from the ongoing public test server, and we wanted to address some of the concerns that you have raised based on your experiences. Read more here. And as we go over the PTS Phase 2 notes, I want to once again stress the importance of the Division 2 team properly communicating with its player base. And I'll put it this way, let's say on Tuesday when they put out a tweet saying the state of the game was canceled, if they included the message I just showed you, why would I have gone on my rant yesterday in regards to not hearing anything? I heard from so many different gamers saying, all I want to know is what's going on. Like, I waited this long. Can't they give me some sort of a heads up? If you'd made this move the other day, chances are a lot of this backlash wouldn't be as harsh as it is. They began the notes with this statement. The Title Update 11 PTS opened for PC players on September 4th. Since then, there's been a lot of discussion on and off our official forums about the new features and changes that are part of TU11. We want to take this chance to peel back the curtain a bit and explain the current status of the Summit game mode and look at some of the changes coming to the mode in the near future and beyond. We have seen a great deal of feedback since the doors of the PTS opened last Friday, and we wanted to address some of the concerns that you have raised based on your experience on the PTS. The intention with the summit is to create a highly replayable mode that offers an experience for all the Division 2 players regardless of their preferred difficulty. The mode's replayability is currently not on par with what we envisioned for the mode, and your feedback over the past week reflects this. We are continuously working on improvements of the mode, and the first iteration of improvements listed below will become available to you tomorrow when PTS Phase 2 starts, followed by additional tweaks with the release of Title Update 11. The next thing they went into was showing us some of the bug changes they're going to be fixing right now. There's nothing really, it just talks about they've reduced certain directives, they've added greater variety in certain things, and again, this is all on the right path. They finished by saying this: the above improvements are only the beginning and represent changes that we could do on a short notice. Work on several ideas intended to bring the mode closer to what we originally envisioned has already begun for the interim Title Update 11.1. Community feedback will be influencing all future improvements, and we appreciate all the feedback that you've provided so far. Keep your thoughts coming, as it will help us make the summit the best it can be. While it is still a bit early to share concrete details of improvements beyond Title Update 11, we wanted to give you a quick preview of some of the areas we are currently looking at. These include difficulty rewards, targeted loot, increased boss encounters, and more. And the statement is finished off by saying, stay tuned to our channels in the coming month for more concrete news about what to expect for the summit in the future. Now, first off, let me start off by saying I am happy that they actually communicated with the player base. But on the other hand, it's a few things they said at the end of that statement that has me kind of scratching my head. Two things really stuck out to me. First of all, they're already talking about Title Update 11.1 before Title Update 11 has come out. And the other thing they mentioned was that they're going to keep bringing us updates over the next month. Now, I don't know if that means it's going to be a month until this is launched. And again, I'm going to reference something that was said, 3-4 weeks ago in State of the Game when they talked about they were hyping things up and they were saying it's coming much sooner than you think. And that is why I keep stressing things about communicate with us properly. Actually let us know what's going on, not what you think the community wants to hear. Because in my opinion, it's the majority of the community that should be listened to. And having said that, now I want to talk about things that a lot of people have said they would really like to see with this new game mode. So now what we're going to do is touch base on two of the most requested things that people want to see from this game mode. Now, there are many more than just a few things people want to see. However, if we listed them all in one video, this would be like 2 hours long. So what we'll do is go over some today, get through the weekend, and then on Monday, when hopefully we have some more feedback on Phase 2 of the PTS, we can bring you more stuff then. Now, the first thing we want to get into, it's a simple one. Actually, I don't know if it's a simple fix, but it has to do with the actual layout and how the quote-unquote summit, skyscraper, whatever you want to call it, how the environment looks. Based on the footage I'm showing you now, you can see what this doesn't look like a skyscraper. It looks like I'm in a boiler room. And while I'm only on floor 1, you have 5 maps total, and that's all you see throughout your journey from 1 to 100. And you'll see here, I'll even skip ahead to floor 7, it's really the same kind of thing. There's a slight variation, but again, it's very one-dimensional. The combat is very one-dimensional. You're always pretty much head-to-head with the NPCs, and I know a lot of people want to see some sort of variation. The other thing has to do with the game's atmosphere, and again, I'm on floor 7. So throughout floors 1 through 7, you know what the skyscraper lacks? Windows. I don't see anything in the outdoor world. It doesn't feel like you're moving upward. It just feels like the same. And on a total side note, something like this, floors 1 through 100, a layout like this would be sick for survival. I'm just putting it out there. Imagine starting off with no gear at the bottom and having to make your way up to the top to the helicopter. That would be sick. And anyway, getting back to this, people want to actually feel like they are in the environment that you're trying to portray. So for instance, if you go back to the First Division, the way survival felt, the way the underground felt, people want to feel like they're in the skyscraper when they're doing this, and that's not happening so far. The next topic we want to cover that we heard a lot of feedback on has to do with game difficulty and rewards. And in regards to difficulty, this is something that everyone felt the same way on. Everyone feels that you should be able to hit this game mode on any difficulty that you choose. That is for all the floors 1 through 100, because a lot of gamers, for instance, they cannot hit legendary. Like, it's just not going to happen. And on the flip side of that coin, you have other gamers who only want to do heroic and legendary, yet they have to progress through the first 50 floors just to get to the point that they want to. Now, I have to believe that if you can actually set the entire world setting in the Division to a difficulty that you want, you should be able to do it with this game mode as well. And actually, to give you another example of that, I've just showing you footage from the first division. So we're in the underground, and you can see you have every option that you may want to have built into this. You could see with this, you could choose everything in this aspect of the game, and this is what people want brought to the summit as well. I mean, you can choose difficulty, you can choose a number of phases of the operation that you want, and not only that, we're going to segue into directives and how they're being forced on players in the summit, and people do not like that. And again, people reference the underground, and not only that, with these directives, they have both positive and negative effects. What features like this does is it gives the player the complete and total ability to customize their gaming experience, and that's what it should be all about. And actually, on that note as well, that is why so many players become frustrated when gear sets are changed after they've spent time farming for them. And when that happens, you'll hear the team over at the Division say, well, that's not what we designed the gear set for. Well, you designed it, I've created something, and now you're telling me I can't create what I want to. I mean, that, in my opinion, defeats the whole purpose of choice. And that is what a looter-shooter should be all about. It is about choice. It is about farming, getting weapons you want, and building a character that suits your game style. The final topic we're going over today has to do with loot, and more specifically, a reward system that can actually keep people coming back to the new mode when it comes out. And guess what, my friends? We are once again going to reference the Division 1 and specifically the Global Events vendor. Now you can see here, during the global event, you earn certain points, and during that time, you actually have the ability to choose what kind of gear set you may be looking for, including one at the bottom that could have an exotic in it. And I know I say this on behalf of lots of gamers that if you implement this type of reward system into the summit, that's something that will keep players coming back and back again. Like I said earlier in the video, my friends, there were so many great ideas that you brought to our attention that we want to get into as well. We're going to save that for a video on Monday because otherwise, like I said, this would be like an hour long. I am going to be taking tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday off. We got football starting tonight. Just gonna pizza, chill, relax, whatever. But again, I want to take a moment and thank you all for the continued support and most importantly, your feedback. Make sure, like I said before, if this is the first time you are visiting our channel, hit that subscribe button. There's always room for more family members. If you enjoyed this, take that quick second and hit the like button. Again, it really does help us out. Most importantly, as always, take care, be kind, have a happy and safe weekend, and we'll chat with you guys Monday. Unless something crazy happens before then, that's when we'll reach out again. Thanks again, everyone.